Hey everyone. I'm gonna try not to cry during this freaking vlog. I just can't with these. Sorry, let me get out of the car. Not out of the car. Out of this parking spot. I had to pull over because I'm so frustrated right now. I feel like I just need to talk about it, and I think coming on here will satisfy that need. Like, these prices are just getting absolutely absurd, and I don't know what we're gonna do is what I'm coming down to. I can't go this way. Goddamn construction going on in my freaking life. Like, I'm gonna circle back around so I can bypass this whole freaking town out here. They can't figure out what they're doing with their gosh dang bridge. They keep closing it for construction and then opening it and then closing it. And I have to go through there to get home. It's like, I'm frustrated, if you can't tell. I'm just over it. I'm over it. So the pricing on everything is just, and I'm sure you guys are feeling it too, and I'm not coming on here because I want people to be like giving me sympathy and oh, poor you. Like, that's not what this is about. This is me just venting and also hoping to relate with people, because I know you guys are out there going through it too. You're in the trenches with me, and the only people we have to blame for this are our world leaders. Like, seriously, it's on both ends. And it's just absurd because you know that it's not affecting them. And that's the part that's probably the most frustrating, is these people making all of these rules and making all the prices go up. And they're the ones causing the problem, right? Like, they're the ones picking the wars, and they're the ones rising the prices. But it's not affecting them. Okay, they're the ones not bothered. They're just stroke of a pen, and it happens, and it doesn't affect them. And that's the part that is very aggravating in and of itself. But with all that aside, the prices on everything. Like, I just dropped $79 at the grocery store. It was $377, and then I decided to buy a Powerball ticket because I'm like, what's an extra $2? Throw it down the drain, and maybe I'll get lucky. Probably not, but why not, you know? So, as you can tell, you can see out of the back of my car here, okay? Just like 3 weeks ago, last time I went grocery shopping, 3 weeks ago, the last time I bought stuff, like, it stacked up in my car. Like, it was still painfully expensive to buy, but I was able to stack it in my car to the point that, like, you couldn't see out of my back window for roughly the same pricing. You can see right out my back window. There, I'm not stockpiled. That was $377 on food that we need. Granted, I did buy some medications. Nobody's sick right now, but we had sickness a few months ago and then really bad allergies, so we used up like a lot of Sudafed, and we used up all of our cold pills when we were sick. So it was like we were sick and then good for like a week or two, and then we all had allergies. So at least my husband and I, the kids were pretty well fine, but they hit me and my husband. So I needed to stockpile back up on medication. I hate to say stockpile for that because I only bought a couple of each, like enough to get us through the next time we get sick, pretty much. And they keep talking about all these lockdowns in China are going to cause shortages here in the US, specifically with medication, because even if things are made here in the US, the raw goods for them are made in China. So it's scary, and it's already hitting it. Like, I was looking at the shelf at Walmart, and I was having a hard time to find what I wanted in the Equate version. Now, they had most of what I wanted as far as name brand goes, but I hate to spend that price tag when you can only get like the Equate from Walmart, and that just wasn't even an option. So I had to get some stuff we don't normally get, like different types, whatever. So we'll see how that works out. I don't even remember what it was. It's not. Anyways, I'm rambling. Sorry this is shaky, but I am driving. The last time I did a car vlog, it turned out okay. Even though it was shaking, it didn't look too bad on camera. So hopefully we don't have any problems. But yeah, so I did do all of that. I will be doing a grocery haul if you guys want to see what I bought. A few things that aren't normally on our list of things to pick up that I did buy. Like, we're doing a cookout with our parents this Saturday. So I bought 3 bags of shrimp, which was like $20 for 3 bags of shrimp. But I did a price comparison, and it would have been about the same price for less at Sam's Club. Like, it was like $18 at Sam's Club for like what I got out of 2 of those bags. And I spent like right about $19 probably for 3 bags. And it was almost like a buy 2 get 1 free if you compared it to Sam's Club pricing and what it would have been over there. So I did that, and then I bought some extra vegetables, like corn on the cob to go out, but that's really super cheap. Like, it's like 69 cents for an ear of corn, which even that's gone up, but it used to be like 30 something cents, now they're like 60. But you know, those little things aren't breaking the bank. Bag of green beans are like $1 or something for fresh ones. So I mean, it's not stuff we buy all the time, but you know, it's little stuff. I did buy a raspberry plant for $11, but I've been wanting a raspberry plant. And what else? Oh, I'm doing a garden this year, so I bought some seeds, and I bought some of the 7 Dust stuff, like weed killer stuff or bug killer, which was like $7 for a jug of that, but it should last me all summer. So I mean, those little things add up, but it's everything else in between where you look at it and you're like, oh, that's not that big of a difference, but then like it adds up quick. Like bread, I used to get 4 loaves of bread for $1. Now they're $1. I think it was, I can't remember, $1.84 or $1.48 for the Walmart Great Value bread. So I bought 2, and I'm like, if we go through that, I guess I'm just gonna have to like get out the flour and make a loaf of bread myself, which I don't really enjoy baking bread. I don't like how sticky the dough is. I feel like it's a pain in the butt to work with. But if it's just gonna keep, it's at this point definitely like more economical to just make my own versus spending the $1.84. Like, so I'm so frustrated with everything. And the straw that broke the camel's back, right, is my son, my oldest, who I've talked about some of the struggles we have with him before. He finally got diagnosed with ADHD. I talked about this in our last car vlog. We were like starting the process on his evaluations. Finally, last night, we got the call from the doctor, and he's like, yeah, he shows all the signs of having ADHD. Which, one of the things that makes me a little bit nervous is because the medication they're going to put him on, they're like, you know, as long as he has ADHD, he will be fine, and it'll be a positive difference. But if it's not ADHD and we are misdiagnosing him, well, people who take this medication and don't have ADHD act like they're intoxicated. So we're giving it to him on the weekend to see how he handles it. The good thing is that it's non-addictive, so it's one of those, like, you can give it on an as-need basis. So, like, I'm going to get into that here in a second. On the weekend, if you don't want to give it to him, or like summer vacation, if you don't want to give it to him, you don't have to. It's not going to affect him to go on and off of it, which is good, because I just picked up the first prescription and it was $40 for a 1-month supply. That's over $1 a pill. Yeah. I assume I got 30. I haven't looked at it. It's in a baggie. I assume there's 30 pills in there. So, and when I made that comment to the lady at the pharmacy, I was like, it's $40? Because my cousin's son, they have different insurance than us. So lucky them. I have to double check with her, but I'm pretty sure they're going on the same meds. Her son just got diagnosed with ADHD as well. Hers, I think she said, was like 20, which is what I was expecting to pay. It was like, be like 20. No, I paid 40. And when I made the comment to the lady at the pharmacy, she was like, if it makes you feel any better, it was $480 before your insurance. And I'm like, excuse me? $480 for ADHD medication before my insurance? Like, I'm about to cry about the $40, and it's almost $500 if I don't have insurance. Like, what in the world? Oh my gosh, like, it's obscene. So we got the meds, and like I said, it's a good thing that it doesn't have to be an all the time thing. We can ration them out for when he has school. And otherwise, like, we're probably not going to be giving it to him, because I can't afford that. I can't afford for you to take your ADHD medication every day. Like, I can't tell you how crappy of a parent I have felt in, like, just this year, as far as 2022, because now we know, like, my youngest son needs speech therapy, and we took him for like 2 months, and it all came out, like, from the insurance that they're not going to cover it. So we're going to be $2,000 in the hole for his speech therapy that he went to for 2 months, that both the facility and our insurance originally said was fine and dandy, and then the insurance reviewed it all, and they're like, oh, nobody gave us a diagnosis, and now that we have the diagnosis, we don't cover developmental delays. So sorry about your life. If he had had a massive car accident causing him to stop talking, then we'd pay for his speech therapy. So that's ridiculous, right? So yeah, now we're like $2,000 in the hole for that, and I can't afford to send my youngest to speech therapy that he needs. He's nonverbal. Like, it's so frustrating. And then now with my oldest, he's ADHD, he needs these meds. Yes, we can afford it, but man, that's painful to pay for on a monthly basis. And to top it all off, I was asking the doctor about behavioral therapy, because behavioral therapy has a better success rate with people with ADHD than medication does. Medication's like a Band-Aid. Like, it works, okay, but it's not fixing the problem, right? It's just putting a Band-Aid on it. So I asked the doctor about that, and he said, well, behavioral therapy would be the ideal way to go, but there's not enough behavioral therapists to go around, and it's really hard to get people in for that. So that's why people go for medication. And then with my insurance, you still have to bring up the whole question of, would they even cover behavioral therapy? Because it's ADHD, so is that considered a developmental delay? I'd have to assume that it is. So we probably couldn't afford that anyways either. And I'm like, I'm just over it. I'm over it. I'm over all of it. Like, these prices, like, I cringe going into the grocery store now. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. Like, we have to eat, but I don't want to go do it, because I know we're going to drop $1 million. And I'm like, it's crippling. Like, we had a decent amount of money in savings. We had a decent little savings. I think we had like $9,000. We spent a chunk of it when we got the house, which we expected, and that's why we had all the money put back. But like, when you buy a house, there's going to be closing costs, and there's going to be all these little fees you got to do, and then you get into the house, and there's things you need to buy. Like, we had to buy all new curtain rods, and like little things like that. Like, so we expected it, and I think we spent, like, we had $9,000 in there, and I think we spent around $5,000 maybe. So I left us with about $4,000 in our account. Well, because grocery prices keep getting higher and higher, I've been having to take a little off the top, a little off the top, a little off the top, almost on a monthly basis for probably like the last almost a year now. And now we're down to having, after today, we'll probably have about $2,500 left in our savings. And that's just painful to know. Like, that was our emergency. Like, we saved that up to get a house so we could be in a safe area for the kids with a good school district. And the rest of it was supposed to be for emergency. But here we are having to scrape a little off the top just to help buy groceries. And I'm like, I just don't even know. Like, I don't even know what to do from here. Like, I feel like the next time I go grocery shopping, like, I'm stuck in this weird in between of like, do I keep trying to spend the extra to keep us stocked up on food at home? Because we hardly go out to eat. Like, we went out to eat for my birthday, and it's the first time we'd gone out in a long time. Went to a Mexican restaurant, and it messed me up, and it messed up my youngest. Like, it just messed us both up. I think that was my turn. Yeah, we'll hit the next one. We're just not used to that kind of food anymore. Like, it just didn't do me any favors, and didn't do him any favors either. I'm sure you can hear him back there making his noises. But, and I know you guys are going through it too. Again, like, I'm not coming on here trying to complain and be like, oh, woe was me, and throw a pity party. I'm just trying to like relate with you guys. Like, it's killing us, and I know it's killing you. Like, I've got friends and family, and we talk, and it's killing them, and like, it's just getting to be too much. Like, somebody please take out Putin and tell China to calm the fuck down. And like, it's Okay? Like, oh my gosh, it's insane. And so this brings back the question for us of like, should I get a full-time job? Because the goal, ever since my husband and I ever got together, was like, when we had kids, I would be a stay-at-home mom, because that's what I always wanted to do. I had to do daycare as a kid, and I hated it. So I never wanted my kids to have to go to daycare. That was just like a personal preference. Like, I understand sometimes people just like have to use daycares. Like, I get it. That's how my parents were. They didn't want my mom to work. She had to work. Right? And so I feel like that's kind of the position we're getting into, where it's like, maybe I need to be looking into getting a job, like something more than just on the weekends and YouTube and donating plasma. Like, I'm doing all that I can to try to make money, right? But then you have to bring up the question of the reason that I'm going to work is because the cost of everything's getting so dang expensive. And another reason why I've never gone to work for a full-time job while we've had kids is because, like, you're gonna pretty much work to pay for childcare. Childcare is expensive. So it's always kind of been like, what's the point? But now we're getting to the place where it's like, I don't know what the price of childcare is, but like, would it be a benefit if I did? I don't know. So that's kind of where we're at. I was talking with my husband a little bit ago because, sorry, I talk in circles. We went down to Indianapolis a few days ago, and oh, there's a police officer backing up with those lights going on. I don't know what's happening. I'm confused. Do police cars just maybe flash like that? I think maybe they just automatically flash like that when they back up. So he backed up and then he pulled into a house. So I don't know. And I was just sitting there in the driveway. Anyway, we went down to Indianapolis, poke around. Like, I'd like to try canning, like getting into canning, and I'd like to get a pressure cooker, but pressure cookers for canning are very expensive. So I hit up like 3 or 4 different Goodwills in the Indianapolis area, hoping I could find one. Didn't find any pressure cookers, but I did find kids clothing that were like name brand, and most of them were like $5.99 a piece, like $6 a piece. Some of them were hoodies for like $3. They were all Nike, Under Armour, and Puma. They all looked very, very, very gently used, if not almost new. One of them was a complete set. I found all this, I think it was. I could be wrong, but they were the same size and they matched. It was a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie. And like, if you told me they came together, I would believe it. They look like they go together. And the pair of Under Armour shoes I got Levi were like, I think $5.99, and they look brand new. Like, the bottoms of them are perfectly clean. Like, if anybody wore that, they didn't wear them far. Like, they look brand new. So I was telling my husband, I'm like, would it be worth it to start going down that area and take the money I make from plasma, and like, because I make about $125 a week on plasma, so it's like, would it be worth it to take that money down to Indy, to the Goodwills, buy up like the Pumas and Under Armours and all that kind of stuff, and sell it on Facebook and flip it? Because I don't have a Facebook account right now. I got hacked like probably 8 months ago, something like that, and I just never made a new one. So I was like, you know, maybe it'd be worth it for me to get back onto Facebook so I could get into Marketplace and start flipping some of these things from Indianapolis. Like, I even found Levi a Calvin Klein jean jacket for a couple bucks, and it was really good. All this stuff looked really new, or close to new. And a few months ago when I was on Facebook Marketplace, like, those kind of things, I could easily have sold for probably $10 to $15 on the Marketplace. So would it be worth it? Instead of me getting a job, maybe trying to flip stuff? Like, I don't know. We'd have to figure out the price of childcare, where would you take the kids? Because, like, my whole goal and what I've been planning on doing was, once Ira got into school, which we have another 2 years before he would even be in kindergarten, I was thinking about getting my CDL license to drive school bus and try to get on the same school system as my kids. However, I can't take him with me, which would be really nice if I could. Like, if I could just take him with me in the mornings and in the evenings for drop off, like, just put him in the seat behind me, that would be perfect. But I really don't think the school system would allow it. Or even, like, they have signs up saying, we need substitute teachers. I used to substitute and I loved it. I'm like, can I just bring my kid in a pack and play and we'll set him up in the back of the class and I'll, you know, work? Like, can I just take him with me? That's what I need, right? I'll strap him on my back, okay? Like, I got a carrier. Like, so it's just, oh my gosh. Like, how are you guys faring with all of this? What conclusions are you coming to? Like, are you gonna have to go get, like, I asked this because I talked to a lot of moms, right? Like, are you guys gonna have to go get jobs and stop staying at home with your kids? And like, this is hard. Like, I'm so over it, okay? Like, give me a rifle and a plane ticket to Russia and I'll go take care of myself. Like, somebody needs to go take care of Putin and then that guy in China, because apparently now he's squaring up to go after Taiwan. And quite frankly, like, I get there's contracts and crap involved for the U.S. to have to protect Taiwan because they're our allies. But I really think we need to sit and question and ask ourselves, are they worth it? And that sounds heartless. However, Ukraine, they are, you know, like, they produce a lot of the world's grain and they really, like, help. They're like a worth it to us ally, if I have to say it like that. Whereas Taiwan, the only thing I think that they make is like microchips, and like, can't we just do that here or in Mexico or something? Like, and I hate to say abandon your allies, but quite frankly, I mean, our government makes promises to us all the time and they never follow through, okay? Like, last I checked, yeah, they keep deferring my student loans, but I still have them, and I'm pretty sure the whole thing Biden ran on was, I'm gonna forgive student loans. Well, you ain't done that yet, so like, why do we need to go protect Taiwan and spread ourselves so thin to the point that we can't even protect our own country? That's what's coming, right? So I'm just like, I don't know, frustrated with life, and I'm just not interested anymore. Like, I'm done playing the game. I don't care. I know that can come across as me wanting to hurt myself, and that's not at all what I want that to come across as. I just realized that as I'm saying it. Like, that's not what I want. I don't want this, okay? I don't want to spend $1 million on my groceries, and I don't, you know, I don't want to spend $1 million on my kids' meds, and like, it's just getting impossible. It's just getting impossible. Like, I don't know. And that's what I was touching on. I think I forgot to follow up that idea, was when I start grocery shopping, like the next time I go, I have to wonder, like, do I need to just start going in for like what we need really badly and forget the rest? Because I've always been grown up and taught of like, stockpile your home, keep a good stockpile at hand, because you never know when something's gonna happen and you need that. Like, maybe you can't go get groceries, or maybe like you have really bad weather, which we live out in the middle of nowhere now. What if you just can't get to town? So I've always tried to buy a little more than what we need, and I'm starting to wonder if I need to stop doing that, which would help the budget. However, that means the extra stuff we have put back, we're going to start going through it. So at some point, just like our bank account, it's not going to be there anymore. And it's kind of a safety net to have that, of like, okay, we've got the extra money in the bank, or we've got the extra food at home. Like, it's nice to have. And it's like, at what point do you decide, okay, now's the time to use the extras and just buy what you need? That's hard to decide where that line is of like, where are we at? So I'm almost home, so that is my rant for the day. Thank you for listening. Let me know how you guys are handling things in the comments down below. I do always try to get back to you guys in the comments. It might take me a little bit, but I always try to respond. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd appreciate or love having you here. And thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I just appreciate the engagements. Hang out with me in the comments below. You know the whole thing. I'll talk to you guys later.